I think it's time we start to be real concerned with what's going on in the economy in the United States of America and very likely throughout the whole world. We don't know for sure how gold, how silver will react to a recession, to a crash in the economy, possibly a crash in the market, and it's looking more and more likely that that will be the case. We're going to talk about some big developments in this video that undeniably point toward the fact that the U.S. economy is heading to a steep recession. Let's get started right now. You're a common sense kind of person, so let's apply some common sense to these first 2 points. Number one, savings rates. The amount of money that Americans like you and me have in our savings account, it is dwindling because over the last year, over the last 18 months, all that free money that was given away during the pandemic, it's been eaten through. People have been using their savings to live. Now, maybe you haven't. Maybe you have. Everybody's different. But on average, on aggregate, that's a big fancy word for us to use. When you look at it from a whole big picture perspective, Americans have eaten through their savings just to provide for their everyday needs. And on top of that, point number two, and we can't drive this one home enough, credit card debt is at all-time highs and growing at a rate like we have never seen in history. Americans are also using their credit cards just to survive. And on top of that, the interest rates being charged right now on credit cards, well, yep, you guessed it, believe it or not, the rates are also at all-time highs. It's becoming a snowball. So as we look out into 2023, just looking at those two factors, doesn't it seem like, well, the savings are dwindling and there's only so much money people can put on their credit cards, and the interest expense on top of that is hurting them even more? It's not looking real good, but we got a lot more to talk about. Let's pull out our Ivy League degrees and act like we're economists. Just look at the inflation numbers. Inflation's coming down. Yeah. That's great, but when you consider all the money that was printed in the last 3-4 years and what the Fed, the extreme measures the Fed is going to control the inflation, the only way they can control the inflation is by slowing down the economy, right? They've even said that themselves. What does a slowdown in the economy look like? It looks like a recession. Look, remember, these guys, they don't ever tell us the truth, right? They said inflation would be transitory. They said it would be temporary. So don't take them at their word. It'd be like a cheating spouse that's cheated on you 6 times, and you still believe her the 7th time, or him, when they say they're not going to cheat on you anymore. Look, the Fed is killing the economy, and we're starting to see that in other areas as well. Look at real estate. Pending home sales year over year in November, down 40%, the biggest decrease in history. That's the volume of transactions. And remember, real estate is a lagging indicator. That means it takes 3 to 6 months for the slowdown in the economy to be reflected in the real estate numbers. Look at employment. It's so great. It's so great. Well, there was such huge demand, pent-up demand from the last 2 years that employment numbers are going to look great for a little while. Not to mention the fact that Joe Biden, remember, he pulls off these economic miracles. He hired 87,000 IRS agents. Nonetheless, employment is a super lagging indicator. And everyone I hear now is pointing toward, whoa, big, I don't know what I'm trying to say, significant slowdowns in employment in the first and second quarter. You know, our dear friend Jeffrey Gundlach, he had something very interesting to say about what the Fed's doing and what could happen in 2023, which frankly I've heard almost nobody talking about, and it's almost shocking. We're going to get to that next. First, I want to tell you thank you for joining me right now, right here in Ron's Basement. You enjoy talking about these types of subjects. I enjoy talking about them with you. You're always welcome here. You're not alone. Please come back. You can subscribe right here. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We want to hear from you. We want to get to know you. Now, Jeffrey Gunlock, by the way, he's only worth $2.2 billion. He brought up the prospect of deflation in 2023. He said the Fed, they have taken this aggressive action and it's like a pendulum, right? They make all these changes and it takes time for that to feed through the economy. He said, thinking the Fed is going to take inflation from, there's a reason why I'm doing this, from 9% to 2% and just stop, that's almost darn near impossible. Once that pendulum gets going, it could lead to deflation. And you think the Fed freaks out about inflation, they super duper freak out about deflation because that screws up the whole bubblegum and duct tape system that they put together over the last decades. You would see money printing and financial easing, loose monetary policy, dovish, whatever the heck you want to call it, printer money, printer goes burr. You would see that like you've never seen before. Do you work in the car business? Everybody I talk to in the car business says things are crashing. What about the Chick-fil-A indicator? Have you heard of that one? I took my daughters to Chick-fil-A yesterday. This place is usually mobbed with people. It wasn't a ghost town, right? But I'm telling you, there were only like 35 to 40% of the people that would typically be at this Chick-fil-A on a Friday at noon. And that's because Chick-fil-A is a premium fast food restaurant and people just don't have the little bit of extra disposable income that they had 12 or 18 months ago. Let's finish on one more fancy thing, okay? Put our thinking caps on. The trade deficit shrunk last month, and people were like, well, what's going on? What does that mean? It's very interesting when you look at the fact that, yes, the trade deficit shrunk, but both exports and imports went down simultaneously. So that gap, yeah, it got smaller, but it wasn't because we were exporting more items. It was because we imported less and we exported less. That's a very unusual circumstance. They both are going down. And look at the shipping rates. The trans-Pacific shipping rates are crashing because there just aren't people that are wanting to ship goods from the East to the United States. Guys, everywhere I look, everything I see looks like we have a severely slowing economy. That should be good for the precious metals because the Fed will need to react. They don't like pain. The politicians especially don't like pain. They especially don't like the prospect of deflation. We may have some short-term pain, right? As things contract, and maybe if we do go into deflation, that will put downward pressure on the metals and the mining stocks. But it will quickly be alleviated, if it even happens, when the Fed has to really pivot, right? We're seeing what's happening with a minor pause, but when they pivot, the metals will take off. Gold and silver, they've been valuable for 5,000 years. They'll continue to be valuable. They've seen these monkey shows all the time over the last centuries. They're watching this one, patiently smiling. They'll maintain their value. I'll be here for you through it all. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Be well.